Hello friends, today I got the opportunity to use some vouchers for art supplies that I got for my birthday, and I went and bought this clay. There was quite a few types of clay, but because I don't have an oven to bake the project, I bought one that can air dry. So you can see the Jovi air dry one. I have never worked with clay before, not modeling clay at least. So this is new for me as well. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, but this is my first time. So this is not an instruction video or a how-to. It's just me playing with some clay and seeing what I can do. And so I just made the clay soft. It's quite a soft clay. I've seen other YouTubers, specifically Ace of Clay. He does like a lot of sculptures and works with clay the whole time. And he has like a pasta maker that he puts his clay through to get thin sheets. I don't have a pasta maker though. And I don't have any sculpting tools, so I'll just do this with my hands. And just made it a bit softer to make it easy to work with. But yeah, like I said, it was easy to do. I found this seed pod from a jacaranda tree outside, and when I looked at it, it looked like a face to me. At first I thought of putting googly eyes on top, but then when I bought the clay, I thought, why not use that as a base for a figure? I just want to apologize because the camera moved. I put it back, but yeah, I didn't realize that it got off the bottom part, and so sometimes I would go off screen, and I apologize for that, but I will fast forward those parts. So I started by just laying a foundation of clay on. What I realized is because it is air drying clay, I didn't know how long it would take before it starts drying, and when it is dry, it became a lot more difficult to work with. It crumbled a lot and didn't blend as well. Something I struggled with as well in the beginning was because the edges are kind of sharp. The clay kept cutting the clay, so I'm having trouble putting it around the edges. But I just kept putting some more, and like I thought afterwards, maybe if I had put something on the edges, like maybe tin foil. I know they use that for armature, so if I used tin foil and put it on the edges so it wasn't so sharp, maybe it would have been easier to do. But maybe I'll try that next time. So at this point I just tried to cover the whole seed pod with clay. I want to apologize if you can hear background noise. Yeah, I live in a community of students, so it can get very noisy. Okay, so most of it is covered at this point. You can see the clay that's on my fingertips have dried already, and I was struggling to this is where it started crumbling. I also took off the excess clay from the edges because it was like making pockets, air pockets, so I didn't want that. So I tried to put it as close to the edge without the edge cutting the clay, and I had to do that a few times. What I was frustrated with at this point was I couldn't smooth the clay at all. It was really difficult to smooth the edges into each other to make it look like one thing. And I tried just by rubbing it, like I've seen other people do, but it didn't seem to work. Although I didn't know exactly what I was doing, or I haven't done this before, I had a lot of fun doing it. This was such a pleasurable experience, and I'm looking forward to doing the next thing. Here I am busy with the eyes. I just thought of making like eyes that stood out, because as I was doing the clay on the seed pot, it kind of looked like a frog to me, so I wanted frog eyes that stood up. I don't know if I'm gonna put on next though. I thought about it, but I'll see when it's dry whether I will put legs on or not. But anyway, so I put the eyes on. There you are, the eyes are on. I'm just trying to smooth it out. Isn't that a cute face? I needed some more clay at this point, so because I thought with an open mouth like that, this creature definitely needed a tongue. So I took out some more clay to make the tongue. But first, I wanted to do something else. I wanted to make the head look more even from the top, because it was a little bit lopsided. So I added some more clay into the dent on the one side to just make it a bit more even. And rubbing the edges to blend it. This is the thing that I was having trouble with. And also you can see like cracks on the sides. Everywhere where I put in, you can see the cracks. Actually, towards the end, I thought of something that would help. I didn't know if it would help, but it actually did. So I'll show you just at the end. And that worked wonderfully. So just adding some more to the top. I thought this character would need lips. I know frogs don't really have lips, but yeah, it doesn't need to be a frog. It can just be a character. And so before I put the tongue in, I wanted to give him some lips, because he has such a wide open mouth. So I thought if I just put the tongue in, it would just look weird. And there goes the lips or the gums. When I paint it, I'll decide what it would be. And at least the mouth was like wide open, so I could get my fingers on the inside. After I put the lips on, I realized there were some gaps between the eyes and the top layer of clay. And so I just added some more clay just to make those eyes not fall off. And then I rolled up the clay that I had to make the tongue, and just rolled it up so it was soft, and then flattened it out. I thought of making just like a human-like tongue more than what a frog would normally have. And just using a scissors, I made a line, and actually using a key, I made some texture on the tongue, just for some texture. You can actually use anything for texture. After I made the video, I found an old toothbrush that I thought I could have used for skin, but literally you can use anything. So just putting the tongue in there and seeing if it fits, and I was gonna put it. And I actually used this scissor because my fingers were too thick to go in there at the back. So I just used a scissor to press the tongue, or the back of the tongue, into the clay at the base of the mouth. Here I just added some more clay to the edges of the jaws because it was splitting again, and so I bulked the jaws up a bit. And it also gave a more natural look than it being like really thin, like you can see on the one side. And hopefully with more clay it would not split so easily. By this time the clay was already drying, so it was very difficult working with it. Well, more difficult than in the beginning. The idea I had was to get some water. Because it is air dry, I thought maybe a bit of water would help with smoothing it. So I got a bit of water and just started at the top, and I actually found it helped a lot. I should have actually been using it since the beginning. Wetting the clay, it blended the clay so much better when it was wet. Then I wouldn't have struggled with the clay drying too quickly and flaking off. So this is something I will do next time, to have water handy, that when the clay gets too dry, just to make it wet. You can see how smooth it is now, and all those cracks that were there was totally smoothed out by the water. In the end, this was such a satisfying thing to make. I had a lot of fun. This was like using your hands to make something like this. Yeah, it's just something different than the normal drawing that I do, and I enjoyed it very much. I think I will do the painting of it in another video because this one is long already, and yeah, I need to wait for it to dry. So I will see you in another video, and we'll see what we'll do with the colors. Be blessed. Bye.